Hey everyone, it's Kevin Jones with Life, Mind, and Money. As the economic news starts trickling out, and certainly it's not good on any front, as you can see on the screen, we have to start thinking about that a recession is coming and it will be imminent. So, as we know a recession is coming, we need to start thinking about our own finances and how to weather the storm, and how to be prepared as we fight through this and hopefully see better times down the road. I'm going to give you my five key things to recession-proofing your finances. So let's begin. So let's get started. My number one thing is to stop using your credit card. Honestly, if you can rip them up, do it. In these times, whipping out a credit card to pay for your goods is not a good idea. Frankly, it'll start catching up to you, especially if you don't have income coming in. If you start thinking about all the interest that may accrue on that debt, you'll get yourself in a lot of trouble. So that is why cash is important here. If you can use cash, use it. Use that debit card. The great thing about a debit card is it's cash straight out of your bank account. So frankly, it will stop you from making purchases along the way because you'll feel that sting. Think about a previous video we talked about where we talked about debt and the stinging effect of what money will have on you. Please check it out above. While it might be nice that these credit cards are giving you points and rewards that you love seeing accrue, frankly, those points are accruing because you're spending a lot of money. And during a recession, you don't want to be doing that. And that's why credit cards are just not a good thing to be using during this time. So just keep in mind, don't use your credit cards and cut them up honestly if you can. My second thing you want to be looking at is really looking at the expenses that are making up your monthly budget. Sure, we all need necessities like housing and food and utilities. These are important things during a recession. We need to really buckle down. But what are the other expenses, especially the fixed ones that you have on your accruing every month? Think about it. Do you have a car payment right now of $800 a month? Well, frankly, maybe you're buying a car that's way out of your league and this is not something you need during a recession. Can you unload that car and get something that's a lot cheaper that may not carry a payment at all? Also, think about subscriptions that we have. Do you have too many? Can you live with just one? Frankly, there's a lot of things that we're paying month over month and we don't even think about it. So I want you to really dive into your budget and really think about the things that we actually need during this time. If we can start cutting out those things and really get down to the basics, you will free up cash that you can do a lot more as we talk about these top 5 items. I know the thought of actually shrinking our lifestyles is not fun and it's hard to swallow. I get it. We all want to be having fun out there. But realize that, hey, I'm in my home and most of us are as well, as there's stay-at-home orders right now. So think about, what do we honestly need? And maybe that will change your mindset to actually spend less on things and your expenses so you can have that free cash to do other things that may benefit you way down the road. So really give it a thought and look through your budget. If you've already cut your subscriptions like YouTube TV and Hulu and Disney Plus all the way down to 1, then please smash that like button as you're on the right track. Now my third thing is building up a cash reserve. I cannot tell you how important this is. We've all heard the expression, cash is king. Well, during a recession, it is more important than ever. Unemployment, as you see, is going through the roofs. I mean, it is going higher than even the Great Depression, and that's telling you something. Hopefully, for those who have lost your jobs, you've been able to get some unemployment payments along the way, as I know the state systems are absolutely stressed to the max. And that is why building an emergency fund or cash reserves is so important during a recession. Now, standard guidelines, as we've talked before in previous videos, is about 3 to 6 months. Now, that's during standard times. Now, during a recession, frankly, I think you would feel a lot better sleeping at night when you have a lot more cash at hand. If you're able to push your cash reserves into the 9 to 12 months range, frankly, you'll know that you'll have this nest egg of money there when you absolutely need it. Whether you're working or not, cash is important here. And cash will work well for you when you move out of a recession when you don't need as much as hand. Whether you want to keep it or find some great investments, as we'll talk about, or look for to buy a home. There's many great ways to put cash to use when we come out of recessions. But here's the key. Cash will frankly make you feel better. During recessions, people are stressed out. I feel it. We're all locked in our homes. But if you've got that cash, you will sleep easier at night, and I want that for everybody. So as we just talked about in step 2, eliminating those unnecessary payments that we have in our budget, that hopefully will free up the cash to start building up your cash reserves immediately. So give it a try and figure out where you can put your money to use. Now, my fourth item to recession-proof your finances is getting out of debt. I know this is a subject that many people don't want to address and talk about because it's difficult, because many of us had to take on debt for various reasons. Let me tell you, during a recession, you don't want debt on your hands because it will only add to your stress level. So depending on the debt you have, I highly advise you to develop a plan to get out of it. If that means to strictly staying to your minimum payments to slowly pay it off, then so be it. But find every little dime or nickel that you can to start slowly paying way beyond those minimums and start working your way out of it. Your money, however it is coming in, is being held hostage by debt. I mean, just think about it. When you get your monthly payment, then you think about, what are the first things I need to pay? The first thing you're going to think about is you got to pay your debt. Instead of thinking about the things that you really want to be paying on or investing or saving, your attention goes away from that. And that is why during a recession, when there is uncertainty about income coming in, the last thing you want on your mind is how I'm going to pay for my debt. As we see in the news, people are forgiving on mortgage payments and rent payments. And while that's great that the government has given these forbearances for people to help them out, if you don't have debt on your hands, maybe these things won't become as much of an issue for you. And that's why it's important to work through it. I am so thankful that I've gotten myself out of debt because then I can go forth, and I want the same thing for you. I use what's called the Dave Ramsey's debt snowball method. And I want you to look at the video above, if you haven't already seen it, about how to use the debt snowball and how to get out of debt. It's a great methodology that will motivate you and to push you through however long it takes you to go and get out of debt. But it's a great tool to start working through. You'll be thankful to no longer have debt on your shoulders and really start building that wealth that you want for generations to come. Now, my fifth thing for recession-proofing your finances is the old adage of buy low and sell high. Yes, we've all heard this term, and it still applies here as well. During a recession, that usually means that the stock market is well off its highs and somewhere in its lows. And frankly, that means that stocks and all other kinds of investments are on discount and provides opportunity for you to get in cheaply and let it grow over time. Naturally, as we're working through the first 4 steps and trying to take care of those initial needs, this is one that frankly is the last thing you want to do. But if you've done well on the other steps and you've got some free cash to invest, even if it's small, and I'm talking here $10, $50, $100 a month. If that's all you can afford because that's what you freed up, then use it and put it to work. Investing when it's cheap will provide all kinds of gains for you when you're looking at retirement. Yes, even the stock market has been, going right back up as you see and kind of looks like a V, but we also don't know if this is actually going to happen. A lot of bad economic news is coming out there as we addressed at the beginning of this video, and we don't know exactly how it's all going to end up. The market very well may start crashing back down because that bad news will frankly be insurmountable. So be prepared and look for those moments to buy low and then sell high. Remember, dollar cost averaging is a good thing, and buying over time when things are higher and lower, as it will all equal out. So once again, even if you have a few dollars, put it in your 401k, put it in a Roth IRA, or even a simple brokerage account. Look for ways to invest for your future. And while we're talking about investing doesn't always need to be about money. As we've addressed in a previous video, you need to invest in yourself. especially during a recession. Think about it. When we're at home just like we are right now and things are not moving as fast as we want, this is some good downtime to really think about what you want in your life. To start reading, start looking at some webinars, start thinking about other educational sources that you can get online to prepare yourself and make yourself better. Are there subjects or interests that you've always wanted to take on? They don't even have to be job related, simply things that you just wanted to dive into as a hobby or interest. Now is a great time to do that. Continue to better yourself. I'm doing more reading than ever before, and I'm also doing a lot of educational research because there's businesses that I'd love to jump into. So just remember, always invest in yourself. Keep investing in that market when you can, because the long-term gains will absolutely outrun anything that's short-term during a recession. So those are my 5 key tips on how to recession-proof your finances during these times. Really take a look at this list of these 5 and really start working through them so you're prepared for anything, as we know that times are very uncertain right now. So in Life, Mind, and Money, we focus on life. Start preparing yourself for all these recession items and think about what it will do for your life and your stress level down the road. There's many good times ahead of us, and as we prepare, we'll make sure that we're ready for any situation. If you haven't already done so, please smash that like button, as I appreciate your support in taking on the YouTube algorithm. Also, please leave your comments below. What have you done to prepare for a recession? Have you already put these things in motion? I'd love to hear from you. And lastly, hit that subscribe button below, as I appreciate you in growing this channel as we provide additional information as we all get through these times. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.